The camping rule. Mark loved solo camping. No people, no noise. Just trees, wind, and the occasional animal moving through the dark. So when he found a remote campground deep in the mountains, he booked it immediately. At the entrance, there was a small wooden booth with an old ranger sitting inside. The man handed him a map and said one strange thing. If you hear footsteps outside your tent after 2 a.m., don't answer them. Mark laughed. Bears? The ranger didn't smile. No, he said quietly. Not bears. The first day was perfect. Mark hiked, set up his tent near a clearing, cooked dinner over a small fire. By nightfall, exhaustion pulled him into sleep almost instantly. Then he woke up. His watch read 2:13 a.m. At first, he didn't know why he woke. Then he heard it. Footsteps, slow, crunching leaves, circling his tent. Mark's heart started pounding. Probably an animal, he thought. Deer, maybe. The footsteps stopped near the entrance of his tent. Silence. Then a voice whispered, "Hello?" Mark froze. The voice sounded human, male, soft. "Can you help me?" the voice asked. Every instinct screamed danger. He remembered the ranger's warning. Don't answer. Mark stayed silent. The voice came closer, right outside the fabric. "I know you're in there," it said gently. Mark held his breath. Then the zipper of the tent moved slightly, just a tiny pull, then stopped. Mark grabbed his flashlight but didn't turn it on. Minutes passed. Eventually, the footsteps moved away. Mark didn't sleep again that night. Morning came. Sunlight. Birds. Normal. Mark unzipped his tent cautiously. Outside, the ground was covered in footprints. Bare human footprints. Dozens of them. Circling his tent. But something was wrong. The footprints were too deep. Like whoever made them weighed hundreds of pounds. The second night, it happened again. 2:07 a.m. Footsteps. Crunch. 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 This time, faster. More aggressive. Then a different voice. A woman. Crying. "Please, I'm lost." Mark squeezed his eyes shut. "Don't answer. Don't answer." The crying got louder, closer, then suddenly stopped. Silence filled the forest. Then the woman's voice changed. Deeper, distorted. Right beside his ear through the tent wall. "You're supposed to answer." Mark nearly screamed. Something pressed against the tent from outside. A shape, tall, humanoid. The fabric stretched inward under the pressure of its weight. Mark could see its outline. Its head tilted sideways unnaturally. Then a long finger dragged slowly across the tent wall, from top to bottom. Testing. Feeling. Mark didn't move, didn't breathe. After several minutes, it stepped away. Footsteps faded. Mark packed up immediately at sunrise. He was leaving. He didn't care about the reservation anymore. As he loaded his car, he noticed something that made his stomach drop. There were footprints on his car door. Bare footprints, on the vertical metal, like someone had been standing sideways, watching him through the window. He drove for hours, finally reached home, safe, concrete walls, city noise, normal life. He almost convinced himself it was paranoia, until the third night, at 2:11 a.m. He woke up suddenly. His apartment was silent. Then he heard it. Footsteps, inside his home, slow, heavy, moving toward his bedroom door. Mark's blood turned to ice. A voice whispered from the hallway, the same voice from the forest, soft, patient. "I found you." The doorknob slowly turned. Mark grabbed a baseball bat beside his bed. The door creaked open, dark hallway beyond. Then a shape stepped inside, tall, bent, limbs too long, skin stretched tight over bone, head tilted sideways like before. It smiled. "You didn't answer." Mark's voice shook violently. "What do you want?" The creature stepped closer. Its joints cracked with each movement. "You were polite," it said. Mark blinked. "What?" "You didn't scream. You didn't run." It leaned closer, breath cold. "So I kept you." Mark tried to swing the bat. The creature caught it effortlessly, snapped it in half. Wood splintered. Then it whispered, "You're my campsite now." Neighbors reported hearing loud thumps and scraping noises from Mark's apartment around 2:15 a.m. When police arrived, the door was unlocked. Inside, the apartment was empty, but muddy footprints covered the floor, leading into the bedroom and stopping beside the bed, as if someone had been dragged upward into the air. Weeks later, a new camper arrived at the same mountain campground. At 2:09 a.m., footsteps circled his tent, and a familiar voice whispered softly outside, "Hello?" The back seat. Ethan noticed the car following him about 10 minutes after leaving work. At first, it didn't seem strange. Same road, same direction, normal traffic. But when he turned right onto a quiet residential street, the car turned too. When he changed lanes, it changed lanes. When he sped up, it stayed behind him. Same distance, headlights fixed in his mirror. A cold unease settled into his stomach. He drove for another 5 minutes before testing it. He made 3 random turns, left, right, left again. The car followed every single one. Ethan's pulse started racing. "Okay, not normal," he muttered. He grabbed his phone, thinking about calling someone. Then he glanced in the rearview mirror again and froze. There was someone sitting in his back seat, a figure directly behind him. He slammed the brakes instinctively. The car screeched to a stop in the middle of the road. He spun around. The back seat was empty. His breathing became shallow. "What the hell?" A horn blared behind him. The car following had stopped too, headlights shining through his rear window. Ethan forced himself to calm down. Stress, overtime, lack of sleep. He started driving again. A few minutes later, he checked the mirror again. The figure was back, closer this time, leaning forward between the seats, its face hidden in shadow. Ethan's heart nearly stopped. He whipped his head around again. Empty, back to the road. Mirror. The figure was still there. He realized something horrifying. It only appeared when he looked through the mirror, never when he turned around. His breathing became frantic. The following car's headlights filled the mirror behind the figure. For a split second, the light illuminated its face. Pale, sunken eyes, skin stretched tight over bone, and its mouth, smiling far too wide. Ethan accelerated. He didn't care about speed limits anymore. He just wanted to get home. The car behind him stayed there, same distance, unchanging, like it was attached to him. The figure in his back seat slowly leaned closer, its face now inches from his ear. But when Ethan turned his head, nothing. Mirror again. Closer, closer, closer. A whisper brushed against his ear. "I like rides." Ethan screamed. He finally reached his apartment building parking lot. He slammed the car into park and jumped out, heart pounding, hands shaking. He yanked open the back door. Empty seat. No one there. Relief flooded him so hard his knees went weak. Then headlights swept across the lot. The car that had been following him pulled in slowly. It stopped a few spaces away, engine idling. Ethan stared. The driver door opened. A man stepped out. Middle-aged, pale, terrified. "Thank God!" the man shouted. Ethan blinked. "What?" The man pointed at Ethan's car with a shaking hand. "You finally stopped." Confusion hit. "What are you talking about?" The man's voice trembled. "I've been trying to warn you for 20 minutes. A cold knot formed in Ethan's stomach. "Warn me about what?" The man swallowed hard. "The thing in your back seat." Ethan's blood turned to ice. Slowly, very slowly. The rear passenger door of Ethan's car creaked open by itself. Both men stared. The seat dipped, like someone was getting out. Then footsteps sounded on the pavement, soft, wet, moving toward them. The man who had followed Ethan backed away in terror. I tried flashing my lights, honking. You wouldn't stop. Ethan couldn't breathe. The footsteps stopped right behind him. A voice whispered next to his ear, warm, rotting. He could see me too. The parking lot lights exploded. Darkness swallowed everything. The next morning, Ethan's car was found in the parking lot. Driver door open. Keys still in the ignition. No sign of Ethan. Police checked security cameras. At 11:47 p.m., footage showed Ethan stepping out of the car, standing still, like he was listening to someone. Then, he walked away into the darkness, holding someone's hand. But the cameras showed nothing there, just empty air. The closet door. When Noah was 6 years old, his mother always left his closet door slightly open at night. "Monsters don't like doors that are open," she used to say. "They prefer hiding." Noah believed her. For years, he slept peacefully with that small gap of darkness across the room, until he turned 12. That was the year the closet started closing by itself. At first, it happened slowly. He'd wake up in the morning and notice the door was fully shut. He assumed his mom closed it before leaving for work. But one night, he woke up around 2 a.m. and heard it move. A soft creak, wood sliding against carpet. Noah opened his eyes. The closet door was slowly swinging shut, on its own. His chest tightened. He sat up slightly. "Mom?" he whispered. No answer. The door clicked fully closed. Silence returned. Noah told himself it was air pressure. Old hinges, anything logical. But the next night, it happened again. And this time, after the door closed, he heard breathing from inside the closet. Slow, wet, like someone struggling to breathe. Noah froze under his blanket. He didn't move, didn't make a sound. Eventually, exhaustion took over and he fell asleep. Morning came. The closet was open again. Everything normal. Weeks passed. Then came the worst night. Noah woke up to darkness. Total darkness. His nightlight was off. Power outage, he thought. Then he realized something else. The closet door was wide open. Much wider than usual. A black void stretched inside, deeper than the closet should be. He stared into it, and something inside moved, a shape unfolding itself, too tall, too long. Then a voice came from inside, soft, familiar. "Noah, come here." His blood froze. It sounded exactly like his mother, but she was at work, night shift. "Noah," the voice whispered again. "Help me." Tears filled his eyes. Mom?" A hand reached out of the darkness, long fingers, gray skin, nails cracked and black. "Come here," Noah screamed and ran out of the room. His mom quit her night job after that. They blamed nightmares, stress, puberty. Time passed. Eventually, Noah convinced himself it wasn't real, until years later, when he moved into his own apartment. The first night was fine, second night too. On the third night, he woke up around 2:03 a.m. A familiar sound filled the room. A soft creak, wood sliding slowly. Noah's heart began pounding instantly, across the room. His bedroom closet door was closing, by itself, just like when he was 12. "No," he whispered. The door clicked shut, then came the breathing, from inside. Slow, wet, waiting. Noah grabbed his phone flashlight and walked toward it. Every instinct screamed not to, but he needed proof, needed to end the fear. His hand trembled as he grabbed the handle. He pulled the door open. Clothes hung normally, shoes on the floor. Empty. Relief flooded him. Then his phone flashlight flickered. For a split second, the closet looked deeper, much deeper, like a tunnel, then normal again. Noah stepped back quickly and slammed the door shut, locked it. The next morning, everything seemed fine, until he checked his phone. At 2:04 a.m., a photo existed in his gallery, one he didn't take. It showed him standing in front of the closet, door open, looking inside, but the worst part, behind him in the photo, the closet was not empty. Something tall stood inside. Its arms wrapped gently around Noah's shoulders, its face inches from his ear, smiling. That night, Noah pushed a chair against the closet door before sleeping. At 2:03 a.m., the chair scraped across the floor, slowly moving, like something was pulling the door open from the inside. Noah couldn't breathe. The chair fell over with a loud crash. The door creaked open. Darkness spilled into the room. Then footsteps, soft, bare, walking toward his bed. Noah squeezed his eyes shut, pretended to be asleep. A hand touched his forehead, cold, rotting. A whisper filled his ear. "I waited until you grew up." Tears slid down Noah's face. "Why?" he whispered. The voice answered gently, "Because adults fit better." The next morning, Noah's apartment was empty. Bed unmade, closet door wide open. Inside, only darkness, endless, deep. And from somewhere far inside, a faint voice echoed, "Mom, help me." The swing set. The park behind Jason's apartment was always empty at night. That's why he liked it. After long shifts at the hospital, he'd sometimes walk there around midnight just to clear his head. The silence helped. No traffic, no people. Just the creaking of trees and the faint hum of distant city noise. But one night, someone was there, sitting on the swing. At first, Jason thought it was a kid. Small figure, back facing him, gently swinging, back and forth, back and forth. The chain squeaked rhythmically in the still air. Jason slowed his steps. It was past 1 a.m. No parents, no other people, just that figure. "Hey," he called cautiously. "You okay?" The swing stopped moving, completely. The figure didn't turn around, didn't respond. A strange unease crept into Jason's chest. "You lost?" he asked. Still nothing. The figure slowly began swinging again, back, forth, back, forth. Jason frowned. "All right, I'm going to call someone to help you, okay?" The swing stopped again. Then the figure spoke, a small voice, soft, childlike. "Push me." Jason hesitated. Something felt wrong, but the voice sounded normal, sad even. "Just one push," the child said quietly. Jason sighed. "Okay." He stepped behind the swing, placed his hands lightly on the small back. The clothing felt damp, cold. He gave a gentle push. The swing moved forward, then back, forward again. Jason stepped away. "You good?" he asked. The swing kept moving, higher now, much higher than a gentle push should create. The chains groaned under the force, back, forth, back, forth. Jason's stomach tightened. "Hey, slow down," he said. The swing suddenly stopped midair, perfectly still. Jason's breath caught. That wasn't possible. Then the child spoke again. "Higher." Before Jason could react, the swing shot backward violently and straight toward him. He jumped aside just in time. The swing flew past where his head had been with incredible force. Jason stumbled back in shock. "What the hell?" The swing stopped again, slowly turned, facing him now. The child was still sitting there, head lowered, hair covering the face. Jason's chest pounded. "I think you should go home," he said. The child tilted its head slightly. "You pushed me." A cold chill spread through Jason's body. Yeah, just to help." "You pushed me," the child repeated. The voice sounded different now, deeper, layered, wet. Jason took another step back. "I'm leaving," he said. Then the child lifted its head. Jason froze. The face wasn't a child's. It was stretched, skin pulled tight like melted wax, eyes too large, mouth split wide into an unnatural grin, and the teeth, too many. "You pushed me," it whispered again. The swing chains snapped upward suddenly. The creature stood without touching the ground, floating slightly above the seat. Jason turned and ran. He didn't stop until he reached his apartment, heart racing, breath burning. He locked the door, checked every window, convinced himself it was exhaustion, stress, hallucination, nothing more. Until the next night. Around 1:17 a.m., he heard it, a faint squeaking sound, metal chains coming from outside. Jason's blood went cold. His apartment was on the 3rd floor. Slowly, he walked to the window and looked down. The swing set was moving, back, forth, but no one was sitting on it. Jason stepped back from the window. That's when the squeaking sound continued, still moving, but no longer from outside. From inside his apartment, behind him. Jason turned slowly. His living room ceiling light fixture was swaying. Back, forth, like a swing, and hanging from it, the creature, upside down, gripping the metal rod with long fingers, smiling directly at him. "You push, I follow," Jason screamed. The creature dropped to the floor with a sickening crack of bones, then stood upright, too tall for the room, head tilted sideways. "You pushed me." It stepped closer. Jason stumbled backward into the wall. "Why?" he whispered. The creature's smile widened impossibly. "Because now, you're my swing." The next morning, neighbors reported strange noises from Jason's apartment during the night. Metal squeaking, rhythmic thumping, like something heavy swinging back and forth. Police forced the door open. The apartment was empty, but deep gouge marks covered the ceiling. Back, forth. And on the floor beneath, 2 deep footprints pressed into the wood, as if someone had been dragged repeatedly across the room. Weeks later, a child visited the same park with his mother. He sat on the swing alone. It began moving higher and higher, without anyone pushing. The child laughed nervously. "Mom, look." The swing suddenly stopped. Then a voice whispered softly behind him, "Push me."